Welcome to another episode of the Bitter Upper Lip, a much long delayed follow up episode. Lots been happening, been going through the bar testing process, and now I get the fun point where I just wait a few months for my results. So, a little bit more free time, a little bit more real estate mentally for me to be able to embark upon these beer reviews. So, without further ado, let's get on to, again, much delayed number 25 episode. And today we're going to harken back to the roots a little bit. And we're going to do another beer from Orpheus Brewing. This is a beer, I believe this is a brand new beer from them. It's called The Memories I Call Myself. It is a red grape sour ale. And according to the bottom of the can, it was canned on December 21st of 2020. ABV in this is 7.5. Was not able to find any type of info concerning the IBUs whatsoever. The awesome can art that always adorns Orpheus beers. This one was done by Trey Moseley, Moseley. So go ahead and give him a check out. He's got an Instagram account or what have you. I'm not sure if he does, but yeah, if you've been any type of regular viewer on this channel or just know Orpheus beers in general, they definitely have a penchant for making very, very good sour ales. I have never had this one. Wondering if, with the obvious, this being red grape sour, that this is going to be one of those maybe very, I don't know, wonderful unions between like a wine and a beer. So without further ado, let's get this in a glass and see what it's about. Let's see. Okay, yeah. It is definitely true to color. All right, so right out of the glass, this just looks like some type of like dragon gem of some kind. It is just like a deep, deep magenta color, very crystalline. As you can see, pouring it into the glass, lots of carbonation, really no kind of head to speak of at all. Absolutely gorgeous beer, though. It just looks like luxurious satin curtains in a way. I mean, it almost looks silky in the glass. Like, again, it's crystalline, but there's almost like there's a murkiness to it as well. So, yeah, gorgeous beer. Definitely sells the red grape notion. So let's get a nose on it. Yeah, definitely coming in with the very expected funk smell. Bit dialed back though. I mean, again, expected funkiness, but it's not really like slapping you in the face. Definitely getting some of the grape out of it. Not really wine notes per se, more kind of jammy grape character out of it, almost like a jelly in a way. It smells very, very fruity though. So, all right. So, moment of truth. Let's get our lips on this. Cheers. Wow. Okay, so the first word that comes to my mind when I try this tangy, very strong, sharp, astringent, sour notes at the front of the tongue, but nicely mixed of, it doesn't just taste like a sour kind of astringency. It definitely has that almost like a sour fruit kind of like astringency, almost more like a lemon that you would get. Middle of the tongue, sourness kind of abates a little bit and you get a little bit more of that fruity character. You get more of that nice real grape flavor. Much as the aroma kind of pervade a bit of a jelly or a jam kind of smell, it doesn't taste like that. It doesn't taste like processed or artificial. It actually tastes like a grape off the vine. Surprisingly, I'm not getting like a ton of like wine notes out of it. Back of the tongue, there is a little bit of that a lasting finish that you might get if you were having like a red wine. Like I had a Zinfandel a couple days ago, and it reminds me of this a little bit. But it's much more sedate. I'm not getting a like a wine infused beer type character to this. Carbonation's nice and tight, which I usually expect with a sour. Very fleeting though. Once it's in your mouth, it dissipates very quickly and actually leaves a bit of a nice fruity finish. Not as dry of a finish as I was expecting it to have, actually. There is, again, a very nice lingering fruitiness to this. And again, even though I know this is a sour and there's obviously some funk on the nose, most of this sour notes that I'm getting, again, coming back to the tangy keyword, is that's what I'm getting. This tastes much more like a sour fruited type beer more than like a sour barrel beer, if that makes any sense. So yeah, very pleasant. So again, I think probably to me one of the biggest features out of this that I'm getting is if you're one of those people that enjoys a sour beer from time to time, but you don't really enjoy that like cellar funkiness that you get out of it, like if you've got like a really hard line raw like a saison or something, this doesn't have that like barnyardy funk quality to it. It's a very clean sour, very fruit forward. The sourness of the red grapes goes very well with pairing with the, again, the culture, whichever one they used. I'm assuming it's just the general house culture, the mother that Orpheus uses in this. But this is nice. This reminds me a bit of one of my favorite sours by Orpheus called their blueberry sour that they make, which that one also as well is very fruit forward and not as funky per se. Again, more tangy than anything. Yeah, I mean this is much more akin to like fruit juice than an actual like sour beer with like fruit in it. That's what I'm getting from this. And again, not very winey though. It does not have a lot of the assumed wine fusion culture that I thought it would have with it. So yeah, I mean, once again, Orpheus, masters of their craft, very much a gift in the state of Georgia in terms of the offerings that they give with all their sour beers and their barrel beers. So I am not sure on what the availability of this beer is. I've have seen people reviewing this on draft, so definitely check out tap handles if you're in your brew pub. And this can being what it is, I would almost think that you might be able to find it in a 4-pack or at least maybe individual 16-ounce cans. Whew, gassy. Culture working. So yeah, definitely give it a try. If you don't like sour beers, I don't know if this is going to be one that necessarily turns you, because it does have, again, that undeniable sour taste to it. But again, if you're someone that does not like super funky beers, I personally think this is definitely dialed back a bit on the funk quotient. So maybe this might be the nice happy medium for you. And again, definitely a fruit beer. Undeniably juicy flavors, very tangy, very nice real grape flavor to it. Very enticing nose as well. So yeah, give it a check out if you can get your hands on it. I think it'll definitely be a treat. So that will be it for today's edition. Stick around. We'll definitely do what I can to make this upload schedule much more consistent. given that, much of these life events have transpired and has freed my schedule up some. So as always, thank you very much for tuning in. If you liked this review, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down, and leave some comments down below. Like, have you had this beer? Do you have any questions about this beer? Comments about beer in general, any suggestions that you might have. I'd love to hear them down in the comments below. So as always, everyone, thank you very much for tuning in, and remember, keep your mind sharp, your heart clean, and your upper lip bitter. We'll see you next time.